Well, good Tuesday morning, our coldest morning of the season so far. We got to go back to the end of February. February 29th was the last time we were this cold, which was also 16 degrees. Unusually cold, of course, for this time of year. Not quite a record for today. If it had been tomorrow, we would have broke the record. The record for tomorrow is 17, but it's 13 for this morning. But yes, just brutally cold temperatures out there. We're also talking about hurricane force winds in California yesterday, and an actual hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, of course, Zeta. So let's take a look at those low temperatures first this morning, then we'll get into some of that weather around the country. Teens all across the metro this morning, again, for the first time this season, and even some single digits here in parts of west central Minnesota along the Minnesota River and in west central Minnesota. So definitely some cold out there, brutal cold. And it's going to stay chilly yet today, and then we're talking about that warm up. It's not going to be a steady upward climb, but overall, warmer temperatures heading into the weekend, and then especially next week. But yeah, we do have some major fires off to the west, again, continuing. So we'll start making our way in the logical order. Closest first, Colorado, still have fires there. Not a lot of smoke out of those fires, so they are containing those, but California, the fires really flaring up again thanks to these just horrible conditions they had yesterday. Really low humidity levels, and then super high winds blowing more smoke in out of central California. And in fact, they had wind gusts in the Sierra Nevada mountains yesterday that were hurricane force, over 80 miles an hour. That's those bright red, dark brown spots you see in that east central part of California. But even San Francisco area is seeing some high wind gusts. The Oakland Airport had a 57 mile per hour wind gust late Sunday night, and then some incredibly dry air. Dew points were in the single digits and even below zero. That's the kind of dew point that we would have in the winter. But you combine that with temperatures in the 70s and 80s, that's single digit percentage of relative humidity, which is just absolutely parched. And then you combine those high winds, it's just the perfect recipe for really bad fires that they were seeing there. And this is showing, it looks complicated at first, but basically all the red dots are the last 20 years worth of fires, and everything circled, or I should say outlined with a square or a diamond, those are top 10 largest or destructive wildfires, all of which you can see are in the last 20 years, and all of which are as the climate there has been skewing warmer and drier. So definitely a climate change signal with the California wildfires. Of course, we have Hurricane Zeta, the last one in the Greek alphabet. Yes, we are ahead of schedule for breaking some records. Still behind 2005, but this is currently a tropical storm as it's moving over the Yucatan Peninsula, but it is expected to strengthen again as it moves over the Gulf. Right now, 65 mile per hour winds, and tracking right towards, Louisiana again. Could be dealing with a hurricane here late tomorrow. Category 1 storm, though, barely a hurricane, but still, flooding potential will be a major issue there, as we know, of course, the whole California coastline is in peril and particularly vulnerable to storm surge and some of that heavy rain. Meanwhile, here we've got some sunshine to start the day. There are some high clouds off to the north that are going to be streaming in, and also this is visible satellite, so you can see where the snowpack is, and very clearly defined here across Iowa into Nebraska. South of that bright white area, Des Moines, very little snow on the ground there, but of course we have some still in pockets of Minnesota, but over the Twin Cities you can see starting to see a green-brown area. It means that most of our snow disappearing. Now we're going to be talking about some quiet, dry weather after a very active week last week. I wanted to show you rainfall precip amounts here in total over the coming days because it's all going to be to our south, mostly because of Zeta. Northern Minnesota might see a little bit of light precip, and it could be in the form actually of snowfall here. A couple bouts of some light snow showers to the north in northern Minnesota here, mostly tomorrow night and then again Thursday night. But staying dry here in the Twin Cities. In fact, we're talking about a warm-up. Unusually cold air, though, right now and across the entire central part of the country. All that purple and blue is that. But I want you to pay attention to, when we look at the northern hemisphere as a whole, a lot more red. That means across the hemisphere, it's much warmer than normal than it is cooler than normal. And in fact, because the Arctic is so warm right now, that's actually displacing the cold air over us. So that's why we're seeing unusually cold air, but it's because the Arctic is just so brutally warm right now. That pattern does break down. We start to see some warmer temperatures by, this is Halloween, above normal for a brief day, and then it's going to be temporarily cooler Sunday, but the real sustained warmth moves in next week in time for Election Day. In the middle of the week, we're talking 50s and even some 60s that'll be headed our way. Still in the chilly 30s, though, today. Probably just barely cracking freezing. Tomorrow, though, should see highs in the 40s across the area. And then as we head into Thursday, a little cooler again, maybe low 40s. still warmer than we've been, mid 40s here on Friday. And then look at the temperatures Saturday into the 50s. And then Sunday, again, a temporarily cooler in the low 50s. Monday, low 50s. And then here's election day. Yeah, we could be near 60 degrees. So it's going to be much warmer along with that dry, sunny weather. So much better here after one more pretty cold day yet.